from Numancia, Aklan, in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee here. My Copico Blanca, right there. I thought I lost my Copico Blanca right there. My Copico Blanca, my choice of 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Coffee, cream, and sugar. Very popular here in the Philippines. Most Filipinos that I know, they drink 3-in-1 coffee because it's instant. It's instant coffee. Filipinos aren't really big, most Filipinos anyway aren't big on brewing coffee. You just put the powder in your cup, add hot water, and you got a nice cup of coffee. You see this 3-in-1, you see this like in the sari-sari stores, Carinderia, my security guard out here at Camellia Clan, they all use this 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Good morning, Brother Gino. Good morning, Brother Gino from Jeffrey. All right. Dazel Cat. Hi po. Hello, hello po. Good morning po. Good morning po. Hey, there is the vanilla farmer from Leyte, the Wyoming cowboy. Salute, salute, my brother. Good morning, Kuya Gino. I could catch, oh yes, random. I was just like sitting here. I had gotten an email, a message while I was in Boracay Island a few days ago from a friend of mine, good friend of mine, lives in Mississippi. He's retired Air Force like me, served in Barksdale Air Force Base, same base that I was at. And he's always trying to convince me, man. He was always trying to convince me I should bring Dazel to the America. So that's going to be part of my topic after I go through the good morning and all that, after the greetings and all that. We went kind of back and forth, but we're really good friends. So he's only looking out for Dazel, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that he thinks like that. Hi, Millie from North Carolina. Hello, hello. Our good friend from North Carolina. Good morning, Joe Cano. Good morning, Joe Cano. Awesome. Morning, Charles Blues. Hope all is well from Joe Cano. Here in Numancia, we've been getting like excellent weather here. Even yesterday, Daniel's here. Picked up Daniel, filmed that whole pickup scenario with Daniel. The first day when I picked him up in the airport, we went straight to John and Elfa's Talabahan. Daniel's a big fan of seafood. So he had some fish, he had some oysters, he had some shrimp. Really good. John and Elfa's, that's where we always go. And then yesterday, he invited us again. Actually took Kal-El to the groomers yesterday. And then Daniel, we took him to the backyard. The backyard in Calibo is the best Filipino restaurant. If you're looking for Filipino food, Filipino seafood, they got American food there too. They got burgers and things like that. But for good Filipino food, the backyard in Calibo. Everybody knows about the backyard. The ones that live here, in Calibo. What did Daniel had like a lapu-lapu. He had lapu-lapu, grilled lapu-lapu. He had some butter garlic shrimp. He had that. But good lunch yesterday at the backyard. Hey Joe, salute. Good day, Fortune. Hey man, Fortune finally caught me, man. Fortune finally caught me. I was doing all the live streams in Boracay. I think we did 3 live streams in Boracay, and Fortune wasn't able to catch. But he did watch the replay. Fortune told me. But finally, man, you made it early. Kasem. All right. Work from home. All right, work from home. That's always good, right, Fortune? Work from home always is great, man. Morning, Fortune. Joe Canug. Good AM Blues. Congrats on that. Yes, thank you so much. And I know many already subscribing to Dazel's new channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. Her channel is Fun Size Pinay. Fun Size Pinay is Dazel's YouTube channel. Backyard is by Kim. KYM. Our goal, head your way in with 30 days, 7 walkabout. Oh, awesome, awesome. I'm excited to meet you, Belize. That's going to be fun. We'll take you around, man. I got a car, our car's small, but, I can fit people in my car. We can take you around here in Calibo, anywhere you want to go here in Aklan, man. JP, there's JP Calibo. JP Calibo. Good morning, mister. Good AM, JP. Fortune salute. Dazzle had ukay-ukay and eating on her first video. All she missed was her fishing, and she would... I trifecta. I know, right? A trifecta of her favorite activities besides fishing. I would count fishing, number one, ukay-ukay, number two, and eating. That's how I would rank with Dazzle. Nothing beats fishing with Dazzle. You've seen our fishing videos, and people that fish with Dazzle know how she gets intense. She gets focused when it's fishing. So she is very serious when it comes to fishing. Working from Fridays for now. Oh, nice, nice. Save you on gas, right? Fortune? Man, I noticed the gasoline prices are starting to creep up again. Yesterday, I got some gas yesterday afternoon. 80 back at the 80 digits again. I was like, 80, what up? Yeah, right there, stays above 80. We can add another. I know, right? I was surprised because it had gone down to like 70, 71. I was all happy, man, that it got down to that. And then all of a sudden yesterday, I was like, 80? I was like, what happened? Wow, Belus coming to Panay. Yes, we can't wait. We can't wait for Belus to visit us here in Panay Island. Good morning, Fortune, Belus, Joke, Jamili. Morning, JP. House is under contract. Yep, right there. It's like I was chatting with Joe Cano this morning. So good luck, Joe Cano. It's like I'm rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for you, bro. I know it's only a matter of time. Till you join us here in Panay Island. The Chief Farmer Blues coming to convene. A farmer's convene. I know, right? It's like we got James and Karen's Adventures. We got Levi here. There's a lot of expats moving here to the Philippines. With farming as their main endeavor here in the Philippines. That's so awesome, though, man. That's so awesome. That's why I follow their channels. I love watching it. Not that I'm a farmer. I'm a city boy, it's like I grew up in the city most of my life, so I don't know much about farming, but I'm learning. I'm learning from Belus, and I'm learning from James. I'm learning from all these people posting about farming here. And then Ray and Roy, in our friends in La Castellana in Negros Occidental. He's Australian. He's full on farming. And I saw the video. I mean, he's planting everything. He's planting everything, man. Canadian man, Filipino wife. Good morning from Canada. Good morning. Saves me. I know, man. That's no joke. I know for you, Fortune, work from home that one day, like 1,000 pesos easy. Gas and food and all that. And then you can just, it's more relaxing, I would think, working. I've never got a chance to work from home. When I worked, I was 20 years active duty in the military. And then when I got out of the military, I worked at St. Mary's Hospital. That was before that work from home thing. I never got to experience working from home. Joke, hope you get here for I think I would say that's almost a given. I think that's almost a given that Joe's gonna be here before Ati-Atihan in January. He's on the home stretch. He's on the home stretch now. Hey, Rhea, there he is. Rhea and Roy. Good morning, Gino. We are going to the... All right. Safe travels, Rhea and Roy, for sure, to cross to Panay. See you guys tomorrow. We're so glad that's... Yes, she's fine, resting. She's like still sleeping. We got a trip to Boracay, so she's doing fine now. So, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Rhea and Roy, for... joining our party tomorrow, man. Appreciate it. Good AM, Ray and Roy. When are you coming to I think this is part of their honeymoon. That's why they're headed here to Panay Island. They're gonna head to Boracay. Of course, they're gonna meet with James and Karen. James and Karen Ventures. They're gonna attend my birthday party tomorrow, and then after that, I think Boracay Island for a honeymoon. So that's gonna be awesome trip for them. Arriving tomorrow. Arriving tomorrow. All right. Okay, the weather here, the weather, I'll update everyone on the weather. Like I said, we've been having sunny weather. I mean, I pick up Daniel, Boracay, when I was in Boracay. I would say the last 5 days, nothing but sunshine. Today, we do have clouds. It looks like it's not raining yet. It's not raining, but we might get rain today. But it hasn't rained yet. On the forecast here, it says for Numancia, some sun, then turning cloudy with a couple of thunderstorms. It's the prognosis for us today. Tonight, cloudy in the evening with shower in places, then partly cloudy late. So, it's still not guaranteed that we're gonna get rain today. On the Pag-asa, on the weather channel of the Philippine government here, it says here, I guess there's a low pressure area in the Visayas and the Mindanao area, cloudy skies, scattered rains, and thunderstorms. Metro Manila and the rest of the country, partly cloudy, cloudy skies without isolated rain showers. So pretty much, wherever you are in the Philippines, it's hit or miss whether you're gonna get rain. Higher chance of getting rain today because of a low pressure area. Not a typhoon, no typhoon currently in the Philippines. The dollar to exchange rate, 61.52. That's pretty high. It's like it hit like the all-time high this past week, but that is still pretty high exchange rate. Let me go back to the comments here. I don't want to miss anybody. All right, for arriving. Happy 60th tomorrow, Gino. Yes, I'll be turning 60 years old at midnight. At midnight tonight, I'm gonna be 60 years old. I'm gonna be an official senior citizen here in the Philippines, and Fortune is now calling me. I'm gonna be a triple citizen. Because before I was just a dual citizen. I was a Filipino citizen. I was an American citizen. Now I'm going to be a senior citizen. Triple citizen. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Fortune says triple citizen, Gino. How fun-sized Filipina doing? Sleeping. She had gotten up earlier because she took down Kal-El Hill. Kal-El goes to the bathroom kind of early in the morning, so Dazel came down for that for a little bit, but she's back in bed sleeping. We're just gonna rest today and tomorrow. Pretty much resting. Good AM, Emilio. Your shirt says, yes, I got this shirt. My best friend in Hawaii, he's got a good sense of humor, and I got this retired, not expired United States Air Force shirt. He got me this at the BX in Hawaii. He couldn't make it. This on my birthday, but he sent me a package, and this was on my birthday package. Actually, I had a couple of friends, man. They were gonna surprise me, but I got a message from them last night. My good friend Ray and Catherine, they used to live here at Camille Aklan. Now they're traveling all over the Philippines. I think Puerto Galera, and now he's telling me Vietnam. You're gonna live in Vietnam, but they were gonna surprise me that they were gonna come to my birthday party. I had invited him, but I told him, hey, I don't expect you guys to come because Puerto Galera, it costs money to come to the Philippines, especially now with this oil crisis and all these oil prices. But he unfortunately, Kat's dad got sick. Prayers go out to Kat's dad. Hopefully he gets better. So they had to cancel. He actually sent me. They already had their to-go ferry tickets for today. So but they'd had to cancel. But I appreciated it when he messaged me, because to me, that's I can't, it's like I'm overwhelmed when people do that try to surprise me just for my birthday, all the way from Puerto Galera, on a to-go ferry, man. Derek, aloha from Southern. Did my morning walk. I did too. I'm finished with my morning walk. Oh, 10 days left, man. You don't have, man, that went by fast, Derek. I can't believe you only have 10 days left, man. I did my 5 kilometer walk already this morning. Can also be retired, but not tired. But not tired. That's funny. Good AM, Derek. Emilio, hello, Fortune. Hey, Fortune, think all time. Yes, all time high this past week, right? Fortune 61.8. Hey, Jason Potter, happy birthday. Oh, salute, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jason Potter. That's so awesome, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Jason. We're gonna party tomorrow, man. It's gonna be a fun party. I'm gonna live stream it. They got Starlink there, so hopefully everything goes smooth with the Starlink. But I'm expecting about 36 people, and I might get more because some people, people might surprise me. And that's the thing here in the Philippines. It's okay here in the Philippines to crash a party. That's not. Yeah, and usually when you invite one person here, they usually like bring 1, 2, 3 sometimes, and that's allowed. That's allowed, and I'm all good with that, because it's my birthday. And again, in the Philippines, it's my birthday. I'm paying for the venue. I'm paying for the food. I'm paying for the drinks. I don't expect my friends to contribute. Actually, the colonel asked me, "Hey, Gino, man, that's a big party you're having. If you need some money, to help out, not taking any money. It's going to be my treat to my family and my friends. And that's the way it works here in the Philippines. Old school anyway. It's like, I don't know the new generation, but my generation, Fortune, knows all about this. We're old school. We're old school people. It's like, I like tradition. I follow tradition here in the Philippines. Good AM, Jason B, Jason Potter. Hi, Fortune. Happy birthday, Bruska. Thanks. Salute, man. Salute, Abelus. I did 6.3 kilometers. Oh, wow. You beat me. JP, because I can track mine now. So I got an Apple Watch that I can track, so I did 5 kilometers. All in my subdivision. I just walk around here in the subdivision. I don't even go outside the subdivision, but you must have headed to the bridge. JP headed to the bridge and back, man. Nice, good life, JP. Wow, it's your birthday. Yes, it's my birthday. Midnight tonight. I turned 60 years old. I get my Philippine senior citizen card. I'll apply on Monday. All I have to do with that senior card, I just have to go to my barangay, bring my documents proving that I'm 60 years old, and they'll take my picture, they'll get my ID card for me. And I get the 20% discount, for food, medication, hotel, airline. That's why people get excited. I think more people are excited about the discount than anything else when they become a senior citizen here. You get to line on priority line. There's a priority line at the food court, priority line at the bank. They just treat people here well, when you hit 60, They have high respect for the elderly people here in the Philippines. Pinoys, shy to come alone. So, right? There you go, Fortune, right? They don't want to show up or to a party by themselves. So +1 is common. And I'm expecting that. That's not going to be a surprise to me. Good morning, Kuya Gino. Hey, good morning, the Duke of Duma, my brother from another, Michael S. Castaway Drift in Dumaguete City. Good morning, brother. Very thankful to celebrate 60. It's a Thanksgiving. That's why, right? To me, that, I think that pretty much sums it for me too. I'm just so grateful that I made it to 60. A few years ago when I got diagnosed with cancer, that wasn't looking good. So now that I'm hitting 60 at midnight, I want to celebrate it, and I want to celebrate it with my family and friends, because they've been there for me, my family, my friends. They're all been there for me for support when I was going through my cancer treatments, and then my recovery, and until now, the love, the love that I get from everyone, from the YouTube channel, from people like the people that's watching the live stream right now. It's like a way for me to celebrate and just give back a little. The gifts, if any, are just gravy. Yeah, I know, right? Seeing friends, right? That's what it's all about. Seeing friends. And we're going to have a good time. It's going to be 5 to 9. We're going to have to sing karaoke. There's going to be food, drinks. So it should be a good time. We can't go past that 9 because the staff there at La Casa Española, they got to go home too. And then 10 o'clock usually is the curfew for karaoke at that complex. So, but I like how that room, it's kind of like a banquet room, conference room, but when you got the doors closed, it's pretty good soundproof. We could be screaming karaoke in there, and that we won't be disturbing the residents. So because we've done it before for last year during Dazel's birthday last year. Yes, right. Just the fun. I'm looking forward to a fun night tomorrow night. To me, that's the way to celebrate, man. Just have fun with your family and friends. I can't beat that. 2 years older than you. All right, man. 2 years. All right, Henry. Discounts everywhere from now on. I know Jason. Just discounts everywhere. Good AM, Michael S. The Duke of Duma. I went to Pastrana Plaza, then looped around, came back through the market to get veggies for lunch. Oh, okay, all right, JP. Oh, and Daniel is staying at the GQ Plaza Hotel. I thought he was gonna stay at Laverne Suites, but when I picked him up at the airport, he said, I booked at GQ Plaza. We got him in there, took him to his room. We went to 7-Eleven, got him some drinks. So he's nice and cozy at the GQ Plaza Hotel. We'll see him today too because he wanted to go to lunch. There's Iyagi Cafe in by going to Lambingan Beach. Hey JP, if you're not doing anything for lunch, come with us, man. We're going to lunch. We're gonna pick up Daniel at 11. Daniel likes the pizza there. He's had their pizza before. The brick oven pizza, it's like the way they cook it, and Daniel said it's the best pizza he's had in the Philippines. So he wants to eat that pizza again today. So we're taking him there today. So if you want to join us, JP, come on, JP, join us for lunch today. I turned 59 September 18. Jim turns 50. Oh, okay, all right. You're both September babies. So both September babies. Fortune, nice, JP. Good morning, Master Fortune. 6.3 camp is pretty good, man. That's it. I mean, I know JP even walks more than that. I know he's had days, but I think the last time I talked to JP, he said he's easing down a little bit because he was going close to 10 kilometers a day, and I was like, he's easing off a little bit, because he got carried away. He got carried away. So now 5-6 kilometers. That's pretty good distance for a daily walk. 2027 60 for Millie. Do we call you Dad Gino? Dad Gino, what? Everybody just calls me Kuya. Kuya G, Kuya Gino. That's what everybody calls me. Nobody's been calling me Dad or Lolo. Lolo Grandpa. Nobody calling me that. Usually everybody calls me Kuya. Kuya Gino or Kuya. Canadian man. Nice, have a wonderful... I will. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. It's going to be very memorable for me to my birthday, my 60th birthday. JP, during Atiatia, I heard music. Oh yeah, for sure. They let it slide. JP. Because Atiatian is fiesta. You're not gonna be a party pooper for Atiatian is about 10 days here in Calibo, and midnight karaoke, loud, you almost expect it, because it's a fiesta, you're kind of, they'll call you KJ, Killjoy, if you're like telling on somebody, hey, you gotta, it's past 10, they're gonna call you KJ. But during Atiatihan, I guess everybody gets a pass during Atiatihan to party late, Henry, well, happy birthday to you, and man, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Henry. J Room, Booby, partly. Jokano, JP, Atiatian is the celebration they have for. Yeah, right. What time? I will get Blue Arrow up. We're gonna pick. I told Daniel we're gonna pick him up at 11. So I'm thinking 11:15. 11. You know where Iyagi, right? Iyagi Cafe. It's near you, not too far. Headed towards Lambing Beach. But we're gonna get Daniel at GQ Plaza at 11, and then we're gonna head to Iyagi Cafe for pizza. UK, I am wondering why they don't call it GP. JP. Good morning. Enjoy your special date. Margie, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Margie. GQ overlooks. Yes, I've filmed many times. I think it's the best hotel, best location anyway for Atiatihan. If you're coming for Atiatihan, GQ Plaza, because you're right there on the action. The minute there's a cafe, 19th Street Cafe on the bottom floor. You can sit in the cafe, watch the Atiatihan walk by you. Or you can be at the rooftop restaurant, on the sixth floor on the roof deck, and overlooking Calibo, looking down on Pastrana Park, looking down on the museum, the cathedral, with a big, nice view of the Atiatihan. Expect to pay though. Expect to pay though. If you're gonna book during Atiatihan, those 10 days in January, they double, sometimes triple the price during that time at GQ Plaza. All the hotels in Calibo during Atiatihan, at least double the price. Reserve early, Marson Hotel, all the hotels. Book early, because if you wait till like last week of December for Atiatihan in January, you're gonna have a hard time booking for rooms, because just thousands of people go to Calibo. We're talking in the hundreds of thousands of people go to Calibo, and that's a town. That's not a city. There's only like a little over 100,000 residents in Calibo, and all of a sudden you got 300,000 people coming to Calibo, so we get overwhelmed. But it's fun. Atiatihan is a lot of fun. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I will never take for granted my life. Amen. Amen, brother. Amen. And continued blessing I receive here in the Philippines. I'm blessed right now. Great health, coffee, watching you. Right to me. That's why, you and me are kindred spirits, my brother. Because that's why people always ask me, Gino, why you wake up so early? I'm awake 4:30 in the morning, because I want to catch that sunrise, and I want to be walking outside already when the sun starts to come up. For me, that's just like, I feel the gratefulness in my heart that, hey, I'm still alive. I'm healthy enough to walk. It's like, when you start getting older, some of those things aren't given anymore. I learned that when I got diagnosed with cancer. Before my diagnosis with cancer, I never was sick in my life, never spent a day in a hospital. I was medical for 27 years, They vaccinated me all kinds of hepatitis vaccine, anthrax vaccine, I thought I was bulletproof, man, especially when I was active duty, It's like, I did not go to sick call, It's like, I was like, man, if it was some kind of cold, something like that, I'll work through all that. But, like I said, I thought I was bulletproof, man. It's like I hit 56 years old, and then I got diagnosed with cancer. But it is what it is. But I'm still grateful. That's why I get up early in the morning, so eager to start my day. We need Mike asked to visit one of these days. I know he will, man. I know, I know he will. I know he will. I know Michael S. We'll meet him one day, for sure. Can't wait for that. Yes, Fortune. Too soon. LOL. Too soon. Good morning. Hey, there he is, Daniel. Hey, Daniel, 11 o'clock. We'll come get you at 11 o'clock. And I invited JP. So we can share pizza with JP at the Iyagi Cafe. Good AM, Daniel. Peanut butter travel here. Good AM, peanut butter travel. Jokano, PBT. Margie, all right, party. Lowell, kamusta, Lowell? Mabuti ako, kapatid, mabuti ako. God bless, brother. Are you Yes, I am super excited for my birthday party tomorrow evening. Some people I haven't seen in a while. I invited some of my college. I got what did I? My tropa from college. Tropa is kind of like your group. Like when I was going 4 years at STI College Calibo, my tropa, my boys, they're my boys. It's like I invite Calkin, Dudoy, Rufo. Those are my boys. And I invited them. And I haven't seen them in a while because they're busy with work. It's like Rufo works in Boracay. I did see Rufo the last time we were in Boracay, not on this trip. I didn't see him. Dudoy, I haven't seen him in like a year at least. He works at the government office in Nabas. And Calkin, I know he works sometimes in Iloilo, sometimes he works in Cebu. He's a busy man. So I'm excited to see my boys, my tropa. Should be a good night. Should be a good night of a celebration. It's funny, I forgot it. Translate it for you, said T. T-A-N-Y. Oh, Tatay. Nobody's called me Tatay yet. It's like, even Liana calls me Kuya. But Tata is appropriate. Tata, an older Filipino. If it was me, if it's an older Filipino, I either call him Kuya or Tatay or Nanay or Ate. Just to be polite. Philip, all about Filipinos being polite, man. Fortune, good AM, Lowell. Good AM, Fortune. God bless. Howdy, Lowell. God bless. Lowell, howdy, Joe. How are you? God bless. Hey, there's Crisel. There's the Colonel and Crisel. Good morning, Dazel and everyone. Thank you for joining the live. Doing good. Accepted an offer. That's gonna be awesome and close. Oh, August 28th, man. It's like a month from now. Joking. That's awesome. Good morning. Daniel says, JP, JK fam. Fort. Joking. Morning, Daniel. Hopefully we'll be meeting soon. Yeah, right. You'll be meeting soon. Tropa is true. Yeah. That's what I don't know who came up with the name, but we were tropa. That's our tropa in college. Where's at La Casa Española? It's the 4th floor of La Casa Española. There's a nice like a banquet room kind of thing. Plenty of space to accommodate at least 50 people. Easy to accommodate 50 people in there. And then the balcony too. There's like overlooking. It's like it's gonna be a nice party tonight. And I will live stream the party. That way, people can see what's going on. Even though it's gonna be, it's gonna be odd hours in the United States. It's gonna be like 5 a.m. or something. But I'll live stream it. That way people can also watch the replay. Very cool, Joe. Safe travels. Good morning, all sports fans from the Colonel. Good AM, Colonel. Morning, Crisel. The goat and chick mommy. The chicken and goat mommy. Good AM, Crisel. Lowell. Morning, Colonel. Filipinos are also, I don't know about that. I mean, like with anything else, nothing's perfect. It don't matter if you're American, whatever. It's like there's always gonna be good, bad people. That's just the way it works. That they never. Okay, I don't know about that. I would say there's more people that donate to church than don't. That's that for me anyway. That's just my opinion. But I don't think it matters where you're from, what country you're from. You're gonna have good, you're gonna have bad people. That's just the way it is. Congrats, Joe, on the sale. Chriselle, Jim and Millie. Hi, Chriselle. Joe. Morning, Colonel. Thanks, Fortune. Is that we do karaoke? We did the karaoke, Emilia, on the smaller room. The one beside it is the larger room. The one that when we did karaoke, that accommodates maybe a dozen people, 15. The other room right beside it can accommodate 50 people easy. Two big flat screen TVs, it's almost kind of like a stadium type karaoke. You got two big screens, and it's gonna be fun. Jim, hi, Colonel. Party is tomorrow, correct? Yes, Colonel. Party starts at 5 p.m. To 9 p.m. 4 hours of karaoke. I think that's enough. I think we're gonna. What is that? Hopefully, it doesn't rain. Here in the Philippines, they say when you sing, it starts raining. Right, mom. Right, mom. That's the thing here. That's the thing. That's a Filipino saying that when somebody sings, oh, it's gonna rain. Yeah, it's gonna rain, especially karaoke. There's gonna be a typhoon coming. Hopefully not. Hopefully not during the party. I went to Patrick. I know. In Florida, Patrick Air Force Base, Florida today. Commissary to get cheap groceries. I shouldn't got some pics of the planes. Oh, all right. I can't even remember the last time I was in an Air Force base, man. It's been so long. I guess when I left the United States, I was at Davis Monthan in Tucson, Arizona. That's the last time I've been in an Air Force base. I've been in a Navy base. I took Dazel to Sembawang Naval Base in Singapore. Dazel got the shop at the commissary. She got the shop at the BX because she's got an ID card. She's a dependent military of a retired. Hello, Jim and Millie. Emil, so you have it should be, I invited about 36 people, so that's a pretty good, I don't think, that's pretty big party. For me anyway, I've never had a party like that before in my life. Most of the time, I just celebrate my party with dinner, few friends, maybe going out at a club, things like that during, my younger years. But I've never had a big party like that, just because it's 60, man. See, in the Philippines, there's a few birthdays that are important to Filipinos. It's the first birthday, the 7th birthday because of confirmation. Most Filipinos are Catholic. 18, when you're considered an adult and legally can drink. 18 is the drinking age here in the Philippines. And then 60, when you get your senior citizen Philippine ID card. Hello, Colonel Incrisel from JP Kalibu. US, you wash your car to get rain. You sing, okay, all right. I've heard that when you wash your car, it'll rain. In the Philippines, people always tease each other. Like you'll hear somebody singing, like in the neighborhood here. You can hear from the background somebody singing karaoke, and people always say, "Oh, it's gonna rain, man." Especially if the singer's not that good. Especially if the singer's like out of tune or like just belting loud, music, and that's gonna cause rain. Everybody's, oh man, it's gonna rain. When I sing, I just get dogs howling. That's funny joke. That's funny. We live next to Fort Bragg. All right, Fort Bragg. All right. And what used to be Pope Air Force Base. Yeah, Pope Air Force Base. They're military air command. Pope Air Force Base is like a big cargo planes, moves a lot of troops, moves a lot of cargo, like C-141, C-5 back in the day. But we avoid base at all costs since Jim retired. Hey, I can't blame Jim. Blame Jim. And for avoiding, sometimes, it brings back bad memories. It brings, for some people, they're military. Hi, Joe Canu, Kuya Fortune, Jim Lee, Kuya JP from Grisel. Never have a big party since, yeah, I've never had one. I could not remember. Maybe when I was like really a little kid, maybe my seventh birthday, because that's a big birthday here. Confirmation is when you get confirmed in the Catholic faith. And I remember, but you know, at 7, my memory, man, you know, I remember holding a candle, dressing up like in barong and pant. You know, I was decked out, and I had to hold a candle when I was 7. Part of my confirmation, I remember. It's gonna be Gino Grambo. I don't know. I don't know. You know, somebody actually asked me, "What's the dress code?" I said, "There's no dress code. Just come the way you want." You know, it's like you know, us in here, right, Colonel? The expats. You know, when we get together, you know, there's really no dress code. You know, you can come as is. You know, come as is to the party. You're so no, not special, man. I just want to celebrate with my family and my friends. You know, to me, just seeing the smile, seeing the happiness. You know, that's really all I want for my birthday. You know, it's like I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have this time of my life. It's gonna be 60, to have a good family and good friends around me. Yeah, I'm just grateful for that. I grew up right down the road from, oh, Patrick. All right, man. A lot of Florida people. Captain Run. Good AM, Captain Run. Emilio, it's going to be awesome if you have a live. No, I don't think, we don't need a live band. We need the people attending the party singing. That's more fun. You know, you hire a live band, Emilio, you sit there and you listen to them. I'd rather listen to my friends sing, you know, good or bad singing. It doesn't matter. It's the fun in it. You know, that's what makes karaoke fun. Morning Fortune. The Colonel, Joe, the dogs don't howl when I sing. They bite, they bite me. They bite me. Fortune, speaking of karaoke, when there are people around who you don't know and not your friends, don't. Oh yeah, you mentioned that before. Not to sing that song by Frank Sinatra, Fortune. You know what? We've had a few karaoke parties, and I've never heard anybody sing the song "My Way" by Frank Sinatra. I grew up 10 miles from Hill Air Force Base in Utah. Never made it to Utah. That was one of the states I didn't get a chance to visit while I was in the military. I've seen many places in the military, but unfortunately, never made it to Utah or Hill Air Force Base. Colonel, maybe dial since they can't get close enough to bite me. I have hosted several large barbecue parties, 60 plus, Harleys plus cars, but never to my birthday. Oh, all right. Come as you are. Yes, come as you are. The Colonel's Chronicles, Joe. Did you send a balikbayan box from Singapore? No. When Dazel and I went to Singapore, Derek, what we did, we just had our backpack. I had a backpack. Dazel had a backpack. But when we went to Singapore, we bought a suitcase. Empty, you know, of course, when we bought it, it's empty, and we filled it with stuff that we bought at the commissary and the BX, and then paid for that, you know, as our checked-in luggage going back to the Philippines on Scoot Airlines at the time. It was great before because Calibo International Airport used to have a flight direct to Singapore. It took like 4.5 hours. From Calibo Airport to Singapore on Scoot Airlines. They no longer have that flight. I think that flight now is in Iloilo City. So if you want to catch Scoot Airlines, it's the direct flight from Iloilo City to Singapore. You guys are finally home. Yes, that's why I did the live stream. I was getting text messages this morning like, Gino, are you still on Boracay? Are you gonna do a live on White Beach? That's why I decided to go live this morning. No, we're no longer in Boracay. We spent 4 days, 3 nights. Our friends from Dubai, they headed back to Dubai. finished their 3-week whirlwind vacation in the Philippines, man. They went to Angeles City, they went to Leyte, they went to Boracay in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, and they were like all over the place here in the Philippines. So my friend was telling me, Albert was telling me, man, I got to get back to work. And he's a jet mechanic. That's not an easy job. He's a jet mechanic working for the United Arab Emirates Air Force. And then there's stuff still going on over there, right? There's still the in the Middle East. So he's like, yeah, I'm not looking forward to going back to work. Happy advance. Thank you. He is staying at the GQ Plaza Hotel. I'm actually picking him up at 11. We're going to the Iyagi Cafe for lunch. JP's gonna meet us there, so should be a fun lunch. We've taken Daniel. When I picked him up at the airport, we ate at John and Elfa's Talabahan. We ate at the backyard yesterday, and now Iyagi Cafe. So we're making sure we're taking good care of Daniel while he's here. He's not just sitting in his. He's just not sitting in his hotel room. And good news for Daniel. I'm sure he don't mind me sharing this. He's got an interview on Tuesday with the Philippine Retirement Authority already. So that's a big step towards his SRRV. So after my party, he'll leave. I'll take him to the airport Monday. He's back in Cebu Monday during the day. Following day, he's got his interview with the Philippine Retirement Authority to get his SRRV done. So progress on his SRRV. I am fortunate. At Morenci, Arizona mine, jets would train over us at Fremont. It was awesome. So, yeah, Belus, my coworker when I worked at St. Mary's Hospital, her husband worked at San Manuel in Arizona, and he was a miner for like 25-30 years. I learned a little bit about mining, and because we would go to parties together, and I would always he would have stories. What he did was when he was about 45 years old, many years in the mining industry in Arizona, he decided to become a radiology technician. He went back to school to become a radiology tech, and then he ended up working at the hospital I worked at St. Mary's Hospital. So, but mining is huge in Arizona. There's all kinds of mining going on in Arizona. How all the rain at NCR? I've watched a lot of the rain in Luzon, towards like the northern part of Luzon. That's always been like the most rainy part of the Philippines anyway. It's like that Ilocos Norte, Cagayan, that area is always, they get most of the rain. Batanes, that area. Here in Visayas, not yet. We haven't been getting like the big storms and rain, but we're in the habagat. We're in the monsoon season, so anytime now. I remember when I was a little kid growing up in Manila till I was 12. When I left Manila, I went to Intramuros Electron College. It's my school. I lived in Quezon City. Man, this time of the year, my birthday, because I remember when I was a little kid, I hardly got to celebrate my birthday growing up in Manila, because there was always a typhoon. There's always a storm, or it's always flooded. The streets of Manila was always, in Quezon City anyway, was always flooded during my birthday. All good, Vaughn. It just causes traffic on the streets, but we need the rains now, because Pag-asa reported that our dams are drying. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that the flood that you always see, Vaughn, like on the news and on YouTube, a lot of that, it's not really the rains, the heavy rain. The heavy rains come. A lot of it, I think, is just the poor drainage. And then there's just areas in the Philippines that it doesn't take much for a little bit of rain, and all of a sudden it'll flood. But the flood goes away, in a couple of hours. poor drainage. A lot of times in the bigger cities in the Philippines, the drainage, the river, the flood control projects that where they built, people unfortunately dump trash in there and it clogs up stuff, so that's what, I remember you mentioning in Bacolod City, that area, the Go Hotel. I bet you it's the same thing, it's like the drainage issues. Jokano, hi from Scoot. Now go. Yeah, I figured moved their operations from Calibo to Iloilo City. That's the serve lining for Chan. Hello, Jokano, Derek. Are connected with your... Yes, I'm connected with my Blue Yeti. Every time I do a live stream, I got to be connected with the Blue Yeti because power outage can happen anytime, And for some reason, maybe because of the oil crisis, electricity is more expensive right now. My last electric bill jumped at least 20-25%. And I expect my next bill again to be like that. But it is what it is. It is what it is here. It's amazing how we're getting more power outages, more electricity not working, or no electricity, but our bill keeps going up. Our bill keeps going up, But it is what it is, It's still low for me anyway. Usually our electric bill is about 4,000 pesos. Now it's about 5,000 pesos. So maybe an $18 jump on electricity for us. Hello, Derek. Filipino, Coro Music. Yes, Kuya G, hello. Hello, everyone. Pinoy Heart from Oceanside, California. Derek, what the advantage of SRV over tourism visa? Oh, big advantage. Big advantage if you're SRV. You basically don't have to do the extensions anymore. You get an ID card, SRRV ID card. I saw one before. My friend Michael C in the Philippines, lived in Tagaytay, showed me his SR. You get discounts with the SRRV at sometimes hospitals, sometimes, different types of discount. And then you don't have to process. You got the ID. It's kind of like you can stay in the Philippines as long as you want on the. That's why it's a retirement visa. The tourist visa, you're a tourist. You gotta, get to the Philippines, get your tourist stamp, 29 days. After 29 days, you can extend for 30 days, the first extension, the second extension, and after that, it's every 2 months. So, it can be tiresome to keep doing every 2 months. You're at the Bureau of Immigration, getting a stamp, checking your papers. When you have that retirement visa, it's almost, I would say the retirement visa, I would compare it to like a green card in the United States, where if you got a green card in the United States, supposed to be, you'd be able to stay in the United States for many years on a green card. Same thing. If you have a SRV visa, you can pretty much stay as long as you want in the Philippines, and you no longer have that extensions. I do think there's still a fee yearly. I think a yearly check or something. I'll ask Daniel. He knows, or I'll ask my friend Michael C. He knows more. But a lot easier here in the Philippines. If you're and then opening a bank, changing your drivers, all that is so easy when you're your priority. They see your SRD card at the LTO. They prioritize you. Banks, well, you can any bank you want, you can open an account. When you're a tourist, LTO sometimes will like let you get a Philippine driver's license. Some won't, or a bank. Limited access to Filipino banks if you're a tourist on a tourist visa. More banks will not allow you to open a bank account, your Philippine bank account, than will. But with the SRV card, no problem if you're on SRV. Hello, Pinay Heart, Jokano, Derek, you get permanent residence. Yep, permanent, that's it, permanent residence. Kind of like a green card, right? Green card's supposed to be permanent. So, I'm hearing things now that it's not looking good for some on the permanent resident, on the green card now. And many discounts. Miss Jackie, hit the like. Hey, there he is Daniel, there's Daniel. Jokano, hi Bon, Ollie. For someone who has not been to Calibo, it was good to see what it looks like from All right, good, good, man. And we have a whole playlist. You know, if you go to Dazel TV, man, I got over 100 videos of Calibo. If you want to see more of Calibo, walking around Calibo, driving around Calibo, shopping in Calibo, you know, it's got plenty of videos. Apartments in Calibo, you know. Do you get discounts with balikbayan privilege? No, no discount with the balikbayan privilege. All you're getting with the balikbayan privilege, Derek, you're married to a Filipina. Your Filipina shows if you travel together too. If it's just you, you don't get the privilege because you're not Filipino, you know. So your wife has to travel with you in and out of the Philippines to get the balikbayan privilege. And that's 1 year privilege to stay in the Philippines on the balikbayan privilege. But it's still a benefit for you, right, Derek? You didn't have to you don't have to worry about the tourist visa. You know, as long as you fly in with your wife and she's Filipina, she can show a document, her passport, her American passport. It will show in her American passport, born in the Philippines. That is enough to avail the balikbayan privilege. And then your marriage certificate, you get the balikbayan privilege. 1 year. 1 year stay in the Philippines for free. No fees at all. Zero fees to stay on the one. And you can extend that. You can actually extend if you want to extend the balikbayan privilege with the Bureau of Immigration. Or like many people do, they just exit the Philippines with their spouse. They go on vacation to Thailand, Vietnam. You know, Vietnam is really popular now. I guess there's a lot of tours here in the Philippines. Really inexpensive to go to Vietnam on like a 3 night, 4 days in Vietnam. You know, Da Nang, all that places from Manila. Fly there, come back together with your spouse. Again, she's the Filipina, and you gain another year. And a lot of people just keep doing that. You know, they don't even mess with the tourist visa. They don't mess with the SRV. They just use their balikbayan privilege. Howdy, Vaughn and Colonel from Daniel. Mom spaghetti. I mean, that's like Eminem, the mom spaghetti. You know, it's like from 8 Mile. From 8 Mile. I like your handle. Does it get flooded around your area in the towns nearby? It doesn't get flooded here. It does rain, and there's areas by anywhere you go in the Philippines. I would pretty much say this: any city, any town, it doesn't matter where you go. It's gonna flood when there's a big downpour, maybe like ankle deep. You know, maybe ankle deep, sometimes knee high water, but it goes away. It's not like the flood where the flood stays for a week or a month. You know, nothing like that. Even Boracay Island, I just got a message from a friend of mine, Joel in Arizona. He sent me a picture. We left Boracay a couple of days ago. It's flooded in D Mall again. There's like ankle deep water in D Mall, but the water goes away in a couple of hours, you know, so it's not a big deal. You know, if you live in the Philippines, you're gonna see flooded areas. That's, you know, in Manila, Quezon City, Cebu City, Iloilo City, Calibo, you're gonna see it, but it's not flood where it's like, you know, it's gonna ruin your weeks or your day, your weeks, or, you know, it's nothing like that. Now, there are areas that flood, you know, for like a month, you know, or longer even. That's kind of like in the Bulacan area. You know, it's like there's areas that are heavily flooded. My last electric bill was 4,009. Yeah, our bill was right around your electric bill, JP, about 5,000. Ruben said hi. All right, Ruben. Joking note, they get a special ID instead of the ACR card, and the discounts are associated with their ID card. Yeah, Michael C in the Philippines, he's got a YouTube channel too. He was telling me about all the discounts on the SRV. I mean, buy a bigger, yeah, I'll end up buying a bigger Blue Yeti. Right now, it does, I'm fine with this one, Derek, but my next purchase is going to be at least twice the size of this Blue Yeti, and I think I'm just gonna stick with that. And then I might do like a solar panel, not solarizing my whole house. I'll put a solar panel outside, and I'll put connected to the larger Blue Yeti. But that's all the electricity I really need. Because as long as we have electric fans, we're good. It's like I'm not worried about my refrigerator having, to power my refrigerator, because I've been living here for 15 years. I've never had solar, never had issue with my refrigerator. So, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. If anything, I want continuous power for electric fans to power our gadgets, so we can still entertain ourselves. And a bigger Blue Yeti now, EcoFlow makes it, man. They're powering, the batteries are stronger on them, and they can power more affordable for me. And I like that it's portable. They even got wheels on them. If it's like if I go camping, I can use it. If I go camping, I prefer the standalone units like that than. Hello, Ruben. SRV is the best thing I've done here. See, the Colonel, he's got SRV. He's got SRV. Our bill has doubled and less power. I know, right? I know, but that's the same thing with me. My electricity bill, like I said, it used to be like 4,000, sometimes even lower. Now it's like at 5,000, and there's power outages. But it is what it is, like anything else here in the Philippines, there's a cartel here when it comes to crops. There's like a rice cartel, sugar cartel, electricity cartel. It's just another thing. It's like there's certain people that control the electricity here in the Philippines, and they set the price. We are doing off-grid soon. I can handle price spike, but not 3 times. 300. Nope. Yeah. Not, see, I will never suffer that, just because we don't use a lot of AC. Most of the time our AC, our air conditioning, we only run it to sleep at night. And during the rainy season, we don't even run it. Like right now, from now until December, we're not going to use our AC in the bedroom. During the day, maybe when it gets hot, we'll turn it off if they want to take an afternoon nap. But for the most part, as long as we have our windows open, circulation with fans, we're good. If anything, Dazel always gives me a hard time, because I'm the one that needs air conditioning. Dazel, Mom, and Leanna, they're used to they've never had air conditioning in their house, For the longest time, they didn't even have running water in their house, So it's not a big thing to them, It's me that always said that, well, we only have air conditioning because of Gino. We have to get you. I'm 60, so you don't have to keep. Oh yeah, all right. I'm 60. You still have to get the card though. You still have to give the card, Jason, because we have to present the card, and you actually have to sign something all the time. Like they get your card, they write it down in a book, sometimes on the actual receipt. Like McDonald's, Jollibee, it prints on the receipt all your discount, and then you have a place there for signature. So I have to sign signature. So you have to present your ID card. That way you avail the discount. A T-shirt won't do it. There's so many people here in the Philippines. Everybody be wearing I'm 60 shirt, just to get the discount. One, electricity in the Philippines is getting as expensive as in the U.S. The difference is that the pay is lower generally. Yeah, I would have to agree. It's like the Filipinos, they're having a harder time because, but a lot of times Filipinos, they just like, if they're frugal, they've just become more frugal. They don't splurge on a lot of things. The Filipinos survive with a lot less. Support their families here with a lot less. That hurts, Charles. Good luck with the off-grid. Colonel, yearly. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Colonel, because I knew there was something yearly that you had to do. So a yearly renewal fee with the SRV. At least it's once a year, one time, right? It's like, when you're in the tourist visa, you got to renew it. The first renewal after 29 days, and then every 60 days after that, you have to keep going to the. Bureau of Immigration, and you have to keep paying. You got to keep paying. It's basically here in the Philippines, you can stay on a tourist visa for 3 years before you have to exit, but it's basically pay to stay. You know, it's like it's not hard at all. It's not complex, especially here in Calibo. If you visit the Bureau of Immigration here, 10-15 minutes you're out the door. There's not a big line of people. Now if you go to Iloilo City, you know, they got more expats there, but in Calibo, 10-15 minutes you're in and out of there. Basically every 60 days you pay your fee, you stay. You know, it's like pay to stay in the Philippines. Travel Dream, hello Travel. Wow, that's not good, Kuya Bon. SRB visa, 360 US dollars annual, plus you don't pay an exit fee. Oh, that's good. I didn't thank you. Man, you know more. See, I don't know a lot about SRB. I'm learning from you guys. I'm learning from the Colonel, from Michael C. When I have a question regarding SRB visa, I'm like on speed dial to Michael C in the Philippines because he's had SRB. So I'm like, hey, dude, man, I got a question for you. So he's my source to answer. Now a Colonel. Not the Colonel. I can ask the Colonel. Hey, Colonel. Derek, in the USA, if a permanent resident is convicted of a felony, I'm seeing that, Derek, that there's more and more deportation, which I agree, man. If you commit a felony in the United States and you're not a citizen, you're not a good candidate to stay. I agree with that. I'm nothing against that for me, man. I'm happy to see felons removed from the United States if they're a felon. There, yep, Derek. How are children? Same thing on the. If you're talking about the balikbayan privilege, Derek, same thing. The spouse, you as the spouse, if you guys had children, all the children are covered under the balikbayan privilege. You just got to bring their birth certificates with them. That's really an awesome benefit for balikbayan, for Filipinos that left the Philippines, work abroad 20, 30 years, doesn't matter. When they come back, you know, no fees on the balikbayan. You know, that's a great program by the Philippine government. And then if they have a foreign spouse, the foreign spouse also gets the privilege. If their kids were born overseas, you know, they're not even Filipino citizen, they all can avail the balikbayan privilege because they have one individual that can prove that, hey, that's my husband, that's my wife, those are my kids. Now, it doesn't count for like nephews and nieces. That's going too far. It's immediate family, your daughter, your sons on the balikbayan privilege. Because somebody had asked me about that one time. Somebody asked me, how about my nephew? Is he entitled to a balikbayan privilege? No, not nephews, no nieces entitlement on the balikbayan privilege. Lowell, only $10 for expanded courtesy SRB. Plus now you can renew for 2 years at a time. See that? Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Colonel. So the SRRV, there are several categories of SRV. It's not like one size fits all on the SRV. That's why I don't know much about it because I know, you know, there's several, you know, there's for the SRV for military veterans with pensions. There's SRV for just no military at all, you know. So I know there's like different categories. That's why I don't get into the SRV because it's, to me, it's complicated. It's a complicated. That's why when people come here, man, I always tell them, just get the tourist visa, man. It's so much easier to get the tourist visa. Renewal for SRV is $100 yearly. All right, thank you, Daniel. Last year it was only $10. So see, so that's the, you know, it's like Colonel, correct. I was see right there. There's a classic. You know, I don't know all that. I don't know. You know, I never had to apply for SRV. That's why I try to let the folks that understand it more than I do. You know, I can't answer a lot of SRV questions. I have to ask for help. I have to ask for help from Michael C. Can the children use balikbayan privilege? Yes, yes, Derek. As long as they travel with with the mom, the mom has to travel. Anytime you have to use the balikbayan privilege, somebody has to be the balikbayan. You know, the children are born in America. You know, if they fly by themselves, they're tourists when they land in the Philippines. That's the difference. And it doesn't matter if you like you, Derek. You travel with your spouse right now, you get the balikbayan privilege. If you decide to fly to the Philippines without your wife, you're a tourist. You won't get the balikbayan privilege. Even though on your passport, you got BB, balikbayan, with a date. It doesn't matter. Once you leave the country, arrive at the country by yourself, you're gonna get a tourist stamp. That's why it's such a privilege. It's such a privilege for Filipino balikbayans, man. I just paid $20 for a 2-year renewal. All right, Colonel. A few days ago, while I was out walking, I noticed a crew of workers manually cleaning out what looked to be mud slush from drains under the sidewalks, disposing of it. Yeah, that happens. That happens, Michael S. Because what happens here, you know, anywhere in the Philippines you go, there's a big issue with trash, with garbage. That's always an issue. And unfortunately, there's people that dump trash where they're not supposed to. You know, sometimes where the flood control projects, they'll dump trash there, or they'll just dump it in the sewer when nobody's looking. You know, that's unfortunate. That's why, you know, you got those projects from the government where they open up the manhole, whatever, the sidewalks, and start clearing stuff in there. Because when it rains, it'll cause flood. You know, when you got all the drainage blocked, you know, where's the water gonna go? You know, it's gonna rise in the streets. You know, that's what happens a lot of times. I paid around 5K peso for only 10 days in Cebu. Only use the aircon for sleep only. Yeah, electricity rates, you know, they're definitely going up. Since the oil crisis here, the price for electricity has gone up. I see it with my monthly bill. You know, like I've had bills before where it was 3,000, 3,005. Now I'm expecting 5,000 pesos. Morning. Michael, hope you're doing well. God bless. What do you think about those electric 4-wheel golf carts? Hey, they're everywhere. We were driving around yesterday. Daniel was like, "Ooh, there's another one. There's another one." You know, they come in silver. They come in red. You know, a lot of people are using it. And I know in the bigger cities, they're going to start restricting them to like neighborhoods or small streets. They don't want them in like major thoroughfares, like major streets. But here in the province, I don't see that ever happening. You know, maybe down the road, but here in the province, and you see all kinds of vehicles on the road. They're made up vehicles. You can pretty much the province is more relaxed. You know, that's why the provinces here are called the Wild Wild West. You know, so you got 13-year-old here in the province on motorbikes. You know, that's how it is. The Wild Wild West here in the provinces. Looks like they're super popular. Even in Calibo, NWOW is one of the brand. I know that, you know, they're popping up. The little golf Edgar, my friend Edgar's got one of those electric golf carts. Very popular. To trade Bumblebee. No, it's like Bumblebee. Basically, I've had Bumblebee for 10 years. When it's time to when it's fine, I just had it refurbished. I repainted the inside because it was starting to rust. I had the motorbike refurbished the motorbike, replaced the brakes, all kinds of. I spent close to 10,000 pesos, almost $200 on the motorbike itself. So I know I'm gonna get many more years for Bumblebee. The e-bikes go slow. You know, it's like Bumblebee can go, man. You know, I can get Bumblebee up to usually 60 kph. You know, but I know Dazel drives Bumblebee faster than me. I know she's got it up to like 70, 80 kph on Bumblebee, man. The e-bikes, You're lucky to go 30 kilometers per hour on it, maybe. And you start going uphill, it starts draining the battery. Because my friend Ray, when he lives there, he had one, and he was telling me, just don't go up any hills. Because the minute you go up any hills, the battery drains really fast on those e-bikes. It's good for like traveling like inside your community here, maybe the 7-Eleven, the public market. You know, it's like nearby our house. We only live like 2 kilometers from the it's good for that kind of traveling. But if that's your main transportation, the electric golf carts, you know, you're not gonna get very far. My friend Steve, you know, before he bought his Toyota, he now has a Toyota SUV. He had one. He lived in New Washington, and he would take it to Calibo, and he used to make fun. Because like he was on the golf cart. He goes, "Man, I see people running, passing me." You know, he got joggers and runners passing him his electric golf cart. They don't go very fast. He called it the barangay bullet. You know, that was his name for his the barangay bullet. I'm sure the water drains get clogged quite often, causing overflowing. Yeah, it is. That's the main reason. For most cities, that's the main reason why it floods so easy in the streets. Like I said, a lot of times it's only like ankle deep, right? Sometimes knee high, though it does go up because the drains are clogged up. You know, you got garbage in there, sludge. So where's the water gonna go? You know, it goes in the streets. That's why the good government, the good LGUs, local government units, they make sure those drainages are clear. Daniel, Colonel, you were likely grandfathered in to the last year. Oh, okay, grandfathered in. Good morning, Lowell. So maybe for the new SRV, maybe they're paying more, you know. Guess I got lucky. Oh yeah, you got lucky on the renewal, Colonel. Yeah, maybe you've had your SRV longer. I can see that. Happening here in the Philippines, where the longer SRV you get a break. The newbies are getting more expensive for the newbies. Derek, Rafael, hello, Jason Potter. Well, you have the Panay Posse and the Philippines has the electric posse. I know, right? The electric posse, man. And it's like that here in the Philippines, unfortunately, Jason Potter. There's just like groups that control, farming in the Philippines for the local farmers. Now, the expat farmers, they do well here because they have the resources to build good farms here. But the local farmers, a lot of times, it's the local farmers. There's usually a middleman and like a cartel that reaps all the profit. The actual guy doing all the work in the farm, he has to sell it because he can't compete with like the big the rice, sugar, whatever cartels that are here. He can't compete with them, So, and he's forced to sell to like the middle person, gets his cut, and then all the money, all the profits are going up to the rich people here. That's always been the way here in the Philippines for decades. It's not like a new thing here in the Philippines. Big families here in the Philippines control pretty much everything here in the Philippines, unfortunately. Aloha, brother. Aloha. Fresh aloha. Love your channel. Oh, I may be going there in Leyte in December. I actually went there last year to Cebu and Osamis. I did not like Cebu. Too busy. Yeah, I agree. I think people have heard me say this many times. I'm not a big fan of Metro Manila. I'm not a big fan of Cebu City. Outside Cebu City, okay. It's like if you're by Moalboal, all Kawasan Falls, those areas, you get the provincial vibe there. But to me, inside the city, even Cebu City, too many people, traffic, it's like I don't enjoy that kind of stuff anymore. Hello, Dazel. We really enjoy your channel. Thank you for sharing your adventures. Getting it. Oh, thank you, Bon. Thank you for the coin. And thank you for the coin. I saw that pop up there, Bon. Getting us ready. All right. No worries. If you have any question there, Kuma Train Club. If you have any questions, my contact information is on all our videos. Just look in the description box if you got any questions for me. Be more than happy to help. LOL, Daniel. We enjoy both you and Dazzle. Yeah, and Dazzle just started her channel. Fun Size Pinay is her channel. He put out her first video actually. So she's gonna be doing more videos, more video. Expect more videos from Dazzle, Mom, and Leanna. That's gonna be kind of like their channel. My wife is dual citizen. Also, can a spouse stay longer? Can a spouse? Okay. Your wife is dual citizen. You're the spouse. Really, the only way you can stay as long as you want, Derek, but you would have to exit. My recommendation for you, just do the balikbayan privilege every time. You just have to fly out with your, make it a vacation, make it an annual vacation, start hitting all the Southeast Asia, go to Bali, you go to Singapore, go to Korea, Japan, make it an annual, kind of like anniversary trip for you and the wife, make sure, put it that way, take her down, take her to Vietnam, take her to Thailand. And then when you come back, you get the balikbayan privilege for it. That would be the best way for you to, that way you don't have to mess with the SRV. To me, the expense that you're going to fork out the money for SRV, I'd rather spend it on you're going to vacation anyway, right? You're going to vacation anyway. I would rather spend it on vacation to other Southeast Asian countries. I've done it before when I initially got here. There are places actually when Calibo, I remember, there's places near the Philippines, like Kota Kinabalu. I never heard of the place, but I flew there. Because my balikbayan privilege was going to expire. So I flew there, spent a day, came back, and my year was good again. And the round trip ticket was less than $200, and I got to see Kota Kinabalu. I would have never seen that place. I think they're part of Borneo or something, but it was a cool place. I landed in the airport, toured around, ate at restaurants, back on my flight, came back to the Philippines, got my balikbayan privilege again. You can do places like that. There's so many places in Southeast Asia where you can do that. To me, that would be the cheapest way for you to be able to stay. Then, SRB costs money, especially if you go through those companies that handle the SRV. You're going to spend money, and then you got to have to line up all your documents. You got to get them notarized. You got to get them apostilled. It's work. Like you can see Daniel, he's been in Cebu City now for a few months trying to navigate that SRV process. And he's got an agency working for him. And he's paying the agency, and so that's what I said. For you, Derek, my recommendation. You don't have to take my recommendation. Just take out the wife every year and travel in Southeast Asia. So the minute you fly back together, you get that 1 year balikbayan privilege for free. Absolutely free on the balikbayan. No exit fees either. If you're on the balikbayan privilege, once you go to Southeast Asia, you do not have to pay any exit fees on the balikbayan privilege. That's why that program is so awesome for former Filipinos balikbayan, because the spouse can avail it. Thanks for showing all the places in Luis City and also in Calibo. I like that Calibo has the public market. Yeah, it's gonna supposed to be August, so we'll see. And the minute it opens, Young Fresh, I'm gonna be first one in there filming it. I will film I'm excited for the new public market, because before it was like, man, it's too run down before. Dark. It was dark in there, run down. Sanitation wasn't always the best in that public market before. So now it's like modernized. So I'm excited. I'm excited to when the Calibo public market opens. There are about 3-5 different SRV visa with different costs for. See, too complicated for me to learn, right? Then it's too complicated for me to learn. That's why it's like I just refer people, to the experts. It's like it's hard to become an expert when they got like 3 to 5 different kinds of SRV. So it's not one size fits all. Unlike the balikbayan privilege, I know that because I've used it before, and I know it's the way, how it works. It's pretty straightforward, easy to use. Fresh aloha. I actually bought my house in cash, Texas. Oh, congratulations. That's awesome that you can buy a house for cash. So when I retire in a year, I'll go travel back and forth. Yeah. I've always said that was one of the best scenario. If you can afford a home in the US, a home in the Philippines, or rent here, that situation, if you can afford, there's a lot of people that do that actually. We call them here snowbirds. They might be in Montana or something, and then when it's winter time in Montana, they come here to the Philippines, and then when the summer starts arriving in Montana, they fly back. That's actually the best scenario, but not many people can afford that. That luxury. It gets expensive maintaining two households to enjoy life. Yeah, but many people do it. Many people do it. I know. I have friends that do exactly. My friend Steven Nova, they were doing that for many years. Las Vegas and New Washington and Atlanta, till finally they said, as you get older, that travel thing, that gets harder, and they're like, yeah, we'll settle here in New Washington, Atlanta. They sold their home in Las Vegas. Decided to buy, and I think that's what a lot of people are finding out because of the lower costs here in the field. Like with my friend Steve, it's like he can afford, he's well off. He can afford having homes in the US. He can afford the homes here, but he just likes the lifestyle here. When I talk to Steve, what he tells me, the people here are kinder, more humble, more kinder people. And he's American, he's American, born and raised in America, so, but he just find the people here more pleasant than the people in Las Vegas. That's why he decided finally give up his house in Las Vegas, live full time here in New Washington, Atlanta. Any plans on solar in your house since cost? No, I'm not gonna install. I'm just gonna upgrade. Once I have a little Blue Yeti here, size of a car battery. My next purchase is gonna be a larger one. I'll still be able to use this, and with the larger Blue Yeti, I can power more. I can power electric fans. I can actually. I've seen them now. EcoFlow is the bigger power station. I can power a small AC. I can power like a 0.5 horsepower AC. So, but the thing about solar here in the Philippines, it's not cheap. Maybe for Americans, maybe for foreigners, 500,000, $500,000 pesos, $9,000. That's not bad. I can afford that. For us Filipinos, for us retirees here, $9,000 is $9,000, and maybe when I get my Social Security, I haven't collected on my Social Security. I'm 2 years away from collecting my Social Security. But I'm happy, I think, with the power station. They're easier to maintain too. With the when you do solar here in the Philippines, the quality maybe is not the same as in the U.S. There's maintenance involved. I see videos all the time on YouTube, on my Facebook, issues with it. I just saw one where they install it, and during the rainy season, I guess even though they installed all the electrical parts of the solar system, it got moist and wet, and it caused problems. So I just don't feel confident with them to install. I rather do the portable units so I can wheel it out of the way. If they're, I can use them for camping. To me, they make more sense for me anyway. For what our needs are, it makes more sense. I don't need to spend $9,000 on a complete solar for our house. Morning from Colorado, Cooper Douglas. Are there indoor roller skating rinks in the Philippines? You know what? I have not seen one in my 15 years here. I've seen an ice skating rink. That's like the wildest thing. You go to Mall of Asia in Manila, you see an ice skating rink. And I think there's plans to build an ice skating rink also at the mall in Cebu City. But it's amazing how it's not big anymore. It's not, I'm a I skateboard. I still have a longboard skateboard, a rollerblade, so, but I have not seen an indoor roller skating rink in the Philippines. I guess maybe it's not a thing now with the youth, or maybe there's not money. I don't even see many skateboard parks here. It's like maybe Fortune knows one in Manila. Like I know here in Aklan Province, zero skating parks. In Iloilo, I have not seen. I've traveled to Iloilo many times. I've never heard of like a skateboard park here. It's making a come. Oh, okay, Atlanta. Maybe I'm hope, man. I like those. I rollerblade. I know how to rollerblade. I know that even like the four wheel. That may be fun. You bring back, right. Where you can wear your regular shoes and you just put that rollerblade and you strap it to your shoes. That might be fun. Comeback fun. I remember Fiesta Carnival when I was growing up in Quezon City, in Cubao, was like that. It was wooden floor. You went circles on it on those roller skates. I'll be happy like to do. I still skateboard. I still ride my skateboard. Daniel. Hey, the origin. I know, right? Daniel's the Panay. He created the name Panay Posse. I didn't create it. Daniel's the one that created the name. Hey, good morning, brother in Panay Posse, friends. There's a Brian in Roa City. See you tomorrow, brother. See you tomorrow. Can't wait to see you, brother. Have a great. All right, no worry. Always enjoy your organic, genuine energy. Blessed to be part of your life. Oh, thank you so much, my brother from another. I won't change. Even the channel. It's like if you look back at all the videos. I guess because I've always been taught. Whatever works, don't fix it, kind of thing. So to me, I've always just like whatever works. I don't expand, like drone shot music. I keep it simple. Keep it simple. We have a saying in the military, keep it simple. Keep it simple because to me, it works. It works, I don't think I'll ever change. My videos, the live streams, always going to be the same. Bon said, Brian, the man, the myth, the legend. Our kid loves Japan. Yeah, I love, that is one place top priority on my list once Dazel wants to fly again. Dazel's not a big fan of flying. Actually saving up that little, even the colonel donated to my piggy bank. That's a piggy bank right there, that with the orange, the pink and the blue. That's my piggy bank. I'll show you. Even the colonel donated, and I'm only putting like 1,000. It's just pretty heavy now, like 1,000 peso bills in here, and even the colonel donated to my piggy bank. Our Japan fund, our Japan fund. But Dazzle doesn't like to fly. That's the only thing. But hopefully she'll change your mind. Hopefully we get to fly to Japan for sure. When I turn 62, 2 years from now. That would be my celebration, is a trip to Japan. I wanted to I lived there for 4 years at Misawa Air Base, Aomori Prefecture. I still have military friends of mine that retired in the area, married a Japanese lady, my friend Alan. I want to visit him in Aomori Prefecture. He lives right outside the base of Misawa Air Base. He sells used cars. He's a used car salesman. He's retired Air Force. Now he sells used cars. I wanted to visit him in Misawa. If married, you can also do a 13A visa and you don't need to leave best. Yeah, of course. That's another category. Totally separate category from SR. Many people here on the 13A. I know James and Karen Adventures. James is on the 13A. Levi is on the 13A. That's a whole nother category because you got to be married. You got to be married to a Filipina to avail that. So that's why some start out with the SRV, start out with the tourists, because you still got to find a wife. You still got to find a wife to end up with a 13A visa. Brian, how's Pina life? Well, you'll see him, Daniel. Brian's going to be attending the party, so you'll see him. You guys can catch up. La Casa Española update. If you're staying here, they have room service break. Oh, wow, wow. Room service breakfast. Thank you for the update there. Thank you for the update, JP. Wow, man. They are leveling up, man. Where can you stay in an apartment or a Airbnb that breakfast is served? That's awesome, man. Very reasonable prices. My neighbors, Steve and Arlene, were eating and told me they are moving. All right, Steve and Arlene, moving to Boracay. All right. Merle in Boracay. He's gonna be at the party too. I invited him. He's gonna head to La Casa. I think tomorrow. Tomorrow. So what? We'll get an update. I saw him while we were in Boracay. Merle and I hanged out. Merle, Mr. Boracay. You know, it's like that's usually the thing. JP, either people in Boracay end up moving to Calibo. Calibo people move to Boracay, and then they keep flip flopping because it makes sense to me. You know, it's like why not? Why not? If you're retired, you know, it's so easy to like move from place to place as long as you don't accumulate stuff. My visa consultant, your visa consultant is Dazel TV. Hey man, I'll be happy to help. Happy to help, Derek. You know, to me, like I said, you know, that's the best way, man. Just since your wife, you know, she can avail the balikbayan privilege, just travel with her. You get your 1 year, you know, when you finally settle here in the Philippines, in Leyte, just make a planned vacation every year where maybe at the 11th month to expire your balikbayan, just schedule a quick trip. And then you can hit all the countries in Southeast Asia, man. One. All right. Right. This is outstanding information. JP Kalibo. All right. My son-in-law made a studio apartment in a garage. Oh, nice, nice. That's becoming more common, right? Like people changing their garage into like a room, or you know, I know a lot more people are doing that in the States to generate income. I know in California, I have a friend that he had a 4-bedroom, 3-bed house, and he starts sectioning off his house to where a separate entry and all that, and he started renting, you know, to generate some income, because you know sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man. It's like it's getting expensive out there. Dave said hi, Bon. Your son-in-law is adapting, overcoming. Yep, adapt may be unnecessary, but there is value there. Daniel says, for a bit. Yeah, you should, Daniel. You know, so why not? You know, it's like that's why when I tell people when they move to La Casa Española, even here at Camellia, when they move here, I even told this to Daniel. Don't sign a long lease. Long leases here in the Philippines, to me anyway, unnecessary. You don't want to sign a long lease and trap you in one area. To me, I'd rather pay higher rent month to month than because I know the mentality that Daniel, I know when I was talking to him, because in the US, you're so scared about them raising your rent in America, right? You're paying rent right now. Next thing you know, $200, $300 next month. You know, they just raise your rent without no warning, right? It doesn't happen here in the Philippines. Not here in Panay Island. Not here in Panay Island. Not in Boracay. Not in Calibo. You might see increase, but minute increases. You can always find. I was looking this morning, Daniel. I'll send you the picture after the live stream. I was like looking at this studio room apart. It's on the 3rd floor. They built a studio there on Boracay Island. You're up on the hill by Bulabog area. You can look at the ocean, right? Look at the ocean from that studio apartment. Look at the ocean. Look at you're living in Boracay. 15,000 pesos a month. Less than $300 a month to have that amazing view every time. And it's in a building. It's in like a solid building, cement, kitchen, studio apartment, you know. So to me, man, it's like there's always deals like that in Boracay and in Calibo. La Casa Española is not the only apartment in Calibo. The only reason I recommend it to people is because it's the nicest. You know, it's like for me, you know, I'm Filipino. If I was moving today to Calibo, I wouldn't move into La Casa Española because I can I can live below the standard. I can live with like a bathroom that I got a big buck in there. I got a tabo in there. No hot water. I can live with that as long as my rent is like 10,000 instead of 20,000. Just me. But I know when people ask me, I can't recommend places like that to expats, especially because I know the standard of living in America. I know the standards that American are used to. It's like, what? I gotta take a shower through a bucket or no hot water? No way. It's like, but La Casa Española, when you walk in there, when you see the rooms, there's a washer in the complex, and like JP saying, there's like a delivery, breakfast is served, they're serving you breakfast, come on, man. That's like a hotel, man. Bon, do it, Daniel, do it. How are the rentals in Aklan, Calibo area? Says a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with a yard for 2 dogs. That is hard. That is one thing hard about here in Calibo. Just not enough homes. Not enough homes to with a yard. Uh, you will find it, but it's difficult. It's difficult to find because most people live in their houses. Apartments. There's more apartments than homes. And then when it becomes available, like like a house with room for dogs, it goes by quick. People jump on it. Where are you staying at, Daniel? He's staying at the GQ Plaza. He's at the GQ right across Pastrana Park. We can start Boracay Brotherhood. Boracay Brotherhood. Cubao, that's my stomping ground right there. Araneta Center is popping these days. Oh, okay. Yeah, like me, that was the area, Fiesta Carnival when that was still open. Ali Mall. This was back in the 70s, early 70s, 75, all the way to 78. That was like, I was roller skating at Fiesta Carnival. Tagaytay has a skateboard. Okay, right. Nice, Park. But here at NCR, kids just find ways. Nothing formal. Okay, so thank you for that, Fortune. So now I know that there's actually a skate park. There's actually a skate park here in the Philippines because I have not seen any. Man, I've done traveling in the Philippines, man. Panay Island, I've never seen a. They're building more pickleball courts than skate parks. Man, we have a pickleball court now here in Numancia, man. It's like that's long I have to check it out because Calibo's got several pickleball courts now, and now Numancia, our little town here in Numancia, we have one now pickleball court. I guess skateboarding is not popular with kids anymore. I was a skateboarder, man. I was skateboarding here in the Philippines till I was 12, and I landed in Long Beach, California, and that was my mode of transportation till I joined the military. I always carried a skateboard with me. Awesome. The Boracay Brotherhood will be born. Rice and beans, bean and rice. All right, good to see you again. Shout out Gino. I'm good, brother. I'm good, brother. Birthday tomorrow. At midnight. I turned 60 at midnight, man. I'm excited. Excited to turn 60. I can't even believe how time has flown by, but I'm happy that I'm still here. I'm alive. I'm gonna turn 60 at midnight. Fortune, good AM, Pinahart. Another saying in the military. Hi, Kuya Fortune. Never volunteer. Yourself again. Me, I heard that, Derek. I heard that in my military career, never volunteer. But I volunteered, man. I was one of those guys that it's like, I guess my supervisor when I was a young airman in the military, taught me that you don't stand hide behind people. I was always the guy like, hey, you need to volunteer. Hey, right here, sir. I'll volunteer. It's like I was never the one to like hide from volunteering. Fortune, good AM, Brian. Bon, right now I am GQ Plus Hotel in Cebu. I live in Tangkor 5 Residence Suites. a quick trip to, oh yeah, man, quick trip to Singapore, man. Singapore is awesome, Derek. It's like they the best food I've eaten is in Singapore at those stock. They got the Chinese places, Malaysian dishes, Indian food, the what are they called, stands. There's stand. Oh, but they're delicious. Good food, Michelin star food. Inexpensive food, and so efficient. That's one thing about Singapore. When you land at the airport, we never rode a taxi. We never rode a bus. Dazel and I, when we landed there, we got those subway cards. And at the time, it was like $25 each for like 5 days. And we just rode the subway all over Singapore, man. No need to get anything, From the airport to Chinatown where we stayed, we took the subway. It's like so convenient, so efficient. Hey, Gino, how hard is it to file for reimbursement on TRICARE when you are hospitalized or need specialized care? And how long do they usually take to pay? All right, that's easy, man. I'll give you an example. When I went to my radiation treatments, it's easier if you go use a TRICARE preferred facility. Medical City Iloilo is a TRICARE preferred facility. No worries about reimbursement because when I went there for my chemo treatments, all I had to do, go to the TRICARE office. LJ is the person. She does all the paperwork, gives me the paperwork. I go to the cashier, I pay my 25%. Done. It's like, I got nothing else to do. She takes care of the 75% to get reimbursed with TRICARE. The other way is like very limited, unfortunately, here in the Philippines regarding TRICARE preferred facilities. Most of the facilities now here in the Philippines are TRICARE certified. Like Dazel, she just went to Asia Pacific, 2 nights, 3 days. Cost me $440 on that visit. Asia Pacific is a TRICARE certified. So all I had to do, got all her receipts, all the documents that I need. I have to file it online. There's a TRICARE portal online. I submit all the documents. There's a form I got to fill out, sign, and I expect to get the 75% reimbursement in about 30 working days. And I know I get that because when I was going through my cancer treatments, all my medication I had to buy at Mercury Drug. So I had to file at the TRICARE portal. And then I had 33 radiation treatments. Each treatment I had to file with TRICARE. So I filed over 50 claims with TRICARE and I got reimbursed every single time. I did my radiation treatments at Medicus Cancer Institute in Iloilo City, and every single one got paid back to me. Again, it takes about 30 working days, but it works. It works here. Don't believe the people that tell you TRICARE don't work here in the Philippines. I don't know what maybe they had a bad experience. A lot of times I think, unfortunately, not everybody's they don't file correctly. Me, I worked in medical administration for 27 years. So when it comes to forms, when it comes to reading instructions and sending instructions, what I need to send, that was my job for 27 years. So I'm not going to mess that up, So a lot of times I think it's the filing online that people get in trouble, that they don't quite understand what the process. Or sometimes, they don't even check the list of TRICARE preferred and TRICARE certified facilities. There's a link. Look on my TRICARE playlist. I got several videos there regarding TRICARE. That should assist you. And if that doesn't help you, send me a message. I'll be happy to explain TRICARE to you. But if you have TRICARE and you can use here in the Philippines, you are blessed, my brother. You are blessed. Don't believe the other people that tell you TRICARE is useless there. I'm living proof. I'm living proof, man. The catastrophic cap here in the Philippines for TRICARE. If I had a heart attack, I have heart surgery here. The most I will ever spend in the Philippines is $4,000. $4,000 is the catastrophic cap for TRICARE. Imagine that. I can have a heart surgery, transplant, whatever, and I'm spending $4,000 here in the Philippines. You can't beat it. TRICARE for people that can use TRICARE in the Philippines is a blessing. Colonel cannot reply because he's driving. Driving Clyde. All right. Dazel. Fun size Pinay. Yes, fun size. Fun size Pinay. Already 30 subs. All right. Less than 24 hours. That's awesome. I can remember when we started Dazel TV. Our first day, 24 hours, Daniel, was 40 subscribers. So Dazel's on her way to beat that, to beat that for 30 subs. Hello, Crizel. Love cold showers. Yeah, me too, man. I've never had a hot shower like in my house. Now, when I'm at a hotel, like when we were in Boracay, I enjoyed the hot shower because it's like, ooh, this is something new, a hot shower. But in my house, man, I've never had a hot shower in my house. Where to, Crizel? Hey, there's Mr. Boracay, man. Merle, Mr. Boracay. Good morning, Kuya. Gino, Panay Pasi. The trade deadline. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Derek. I didn't know. Thank you for that info, Derek. Derek and I were big baseball fans. Derek is a Chicago Cubs fan. I'm a Dodger fan. So thank you for that, man. I'm gonna go online now to check who the Dodgers are trying to get. I knew they're in the hunt for Scuba, for the pitcher from Detroit, one of the best pitchers in baseball. We're in the hunt. We're in the hunt for Scuba. Hi, come out, Chris Hill. The Tigers want the farm. They want the farm for Scuba. I can't blame them, man. Hey, we got a big farm system. We can give the farm. We can give the Dodger farm to Detroit if we can get Scuba, man. Salute to 60. Thank you, brother. Salute to 60. Over and out. Awesome job. Enjoy your partay. Yeah. Partay. We're going to partay, man. Thank you so much, Belus. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Going to the place where my sister built her house in Barotac Nueva, Kuya Fortune. All right, Derek. Singapore has good man. Oh yeah, not a problem with English in Singapore. That's a plus. Unlike if you go to Japan or Korea, it's a struggle. Even in Vietnam, Thailand, it's hard to communicate with the locals there. Not in Singapore. You can understand people in English. We never had any trouble. Anywhere we went in Singapore when Dazzle and I went there, not a problem at all. 60 is the new 40. All right, happy birthday. And thank you for, you're welcome. I appreciate it. And thank you. Thank you for the greeting, my friend. My wife has a relative living in Barotac Nuevo. I gotta look at the map where that is because I don't know where that is. I think I've seen a sign that says Barotac before, but I don't know exactly where it is. I'm gonna have to Google map it. No need to ride a cab. No need to ride a bus. No need. The subway system in Singapore, I compare it to the subway system in Tokyo. It's so efficient, and you don't have to wait. It's like, the minute the subway, if you miss one, there's one 5 minutes later, there's another one, not a problem. It's so efficient in Singapore. That's nice. Come on. Crisel, hi Kuya Belus, Pinay Heart. Rice and beans and rice. Thank you, Gino. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the birthday greeting. Cheers. All right. Wow. TRICARE Philippines claim is better. Just contact Dazel TV. Thank you, Derek. Question on banking. All right, banking. How are you able to keep your U.S. bank since bank in the U.S. require you to have a U.S. physical address since you're totally moved there? That's easy. Most people, in order for us to keep a bank account in the U.S., we just use a relative, sister, brother, anybody that's that you can trust, of course, that you can trust, because that's how people get around that as far as having a physical address. And what I've found out a lot of times, the credit unions in the United States, they're more relaxed than the regular banks. So just keep that in mind. You might The banks are stricter, like your Bank of America, those kind. The credit union, like Navy Federal Credit Union, they're more relaxed because the Navy Federal Credit Union, they deal with military. They know we're military. They can trust us. It's like military. It's like they treat us well. They treat us well. The Navy Federal Credit Union. No like cold shower. No like cold showers. And Billy said no. Yeah. Yeah, still here. All right, all right. Hey, man, it's like not all, not me. I'm just so used to it, man. Because like right now, I can, even though I have a fan here, sun is coming out here now. I'm not sweating, but I feel warm. So if I take a cold shower, I'm good. I feel it wakes me up. I feel more awake once I take a cold shower. Being solo, I know cold shower. Very well, I know cold shower. Be nice, sister. Be nice, sister. Happy birthday from Colorado. Oh, thank you, Robert. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Okay, Crisel. Barotac Nebo is the football capital. Wow. They play soccer. They play soccer in there. Fortune was telling me the other day, here in Panay, we were in Bacolod, when Dazel, Fortune was saying in Negros Island, soccer is pretty popular. Same here in Panay Island. A lot of kids here play soccer. Once Vatican approves the division of Archdiocese of Haro, Barotac will become a diocese and their town church will become a cathedral. Ooh, wow, wow. They're leveling up. They're leveling up. Thanks for the information, Kuya Fortune. It's my first time to know that. Yeah, I learned so much from Fortune, man. Fortune likes to message me stuff, and I love receiving it because I'm always like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Fortune's not just my brother, but he's also my professor. he's teaching me so much stuff about the Philippines, man. JP Calibo, cold showers in the Philippines is a cool shower. Water can be warm with that. Right, JP. Thank you for mentioning that, JP. Because here in the Philippines, now in my house anyway, if I take a shower, like let's say in the afternoon, let's say 2 p.m., 3 p.m., I guess because of the pipes, because it's warm, it's hot outside, it's not cold that comes out of my shower. It's pretty warm. It's pretty warm water. Thank you. It's not hot. It's not hot that comes out, but it's warm. It's not cold. It's not cold. Thank you for pointing that out, JB. Good observation. Good observation, JB. The Diocese of Miagao will be located in the Diocese of Miagao. All right. Also, if you're using a military type bank, Navy Fed, USAA, overseas banking is no issues. That's what I'm finding out, right? Because Daniel's a perfect example right here. That's the banks that he uses. It's military, and no issues. He's able to get money from the ATM using those banks' ATM cards. They're more relaxed, the military credit unions, they're just more relaxed than the regular banks in the U.S. because we're military. When you're in the military, you travel overseas. You live overseas. That's a common dynamic. So, Navy Federal Credit Union actually, if you want to buy a car, a brand new car in the Philippines, they know the car is going to be in the Philippines, right? They will loan you. A Navy Federal Credit Union in America will loan you the money to buy a vehicle here in the Philippines. And think about that. They're allowing us military to buy new vehicles here. What happens if we don't pay up? They can take how are they going to get the vehicle from America? But that's how they treat the military. There's still some perks. There's still some perks, us military people. Social Security sends out proof of life letters. I've heard of that. I know for me, Derek, when I turn, I try to keep up with Social Security because I'm getting up there. I got 2 more years left. I'm hitting my Social Security at 62, and I know that when I turn 62, 3 months before, I can schedule a video interview with the Social Security Department in Manila. They'll do an online call with me, verifying who I am and that I'm applying for Social Security. And I know that my Social Security, I can have it put in a Philippine bank. The military is the only one. You know, my military pension has to go to like an American bank. Social Security one, because I have a friend of mine. He just started his Social Security December. The colonel just started his Social Security also. But my friend Ray, his Social Security comes to a Philippine bank, and he started his Social Security here in the Philippines back in December. 3 months before, he applied for it. No issues, no issues. Now, the proof of life, I don't know how they're going to handle that in the future. But to me, it just makes more sense that they should just handle it through a video call. Instead of sending letters, spending money on postal service, just set up a video call. Hey, I'm alive. A proof of life. I'm alive. I'm moving, you know. But, you know, who knows how they get. But if I have to prove to the Social Security that I'm alive, if there's a letter, there's a problem with the letter, proof of life letter or whatever, I'm just going to fly to Manila, show up at the Social Security. Hey, I'm alive. keep sending my benefits. I'm not dead yet. Chappie, hello. What time is lunch? I missed it. 11. We're gonna pick up Daniel at 11. JP, so about 11:15. 11:15. Let's meet at Iyagi Cafe. Yeah. See, Fortune knows it. Fortune knows the time. 11:15. Hi, JP Pinahart. Hi, Jackie. Panay Town and cities, their plazas have basketball court and football pitch. Yeah, very popular. Like here in Numancia, even we have a covered basketball court usually at the center of the town. It becomes multi-use. It's not just a basketball court. They hold beauty pageants in there, fiesta events in there, all kinds of stuff. But soccer is popular here in our province of Aklan also. Our nephew Dazel's nephew is a good soccer player. 13 years old, and he's going to be, he might be recruited. You know, he's being recruited by like people because he's such a good soccer player. Hello, Pineapple Heart. Pinay Heart probably. Pinay Heart probably. It just did autocorrect. On Navy Federal app, you have to go to the app and set your travel plans for the Philippines. All right, Derek. Social Security want to prevent bury in the backyard. Yeah. To me, you know, it's like I've always told Dazel when I'm gone, you know, she can cremate me, and she wants to keep part of me. She said she wants to keep part of me, part of my ashes, and for me, just cremate me, throw my ashes in the ocean. I'll be happy. I knew Master Yoda was right. I need cool shower before I go. All right, okay. All right. Ooh, well, I went all the way to 2 hours already. So I'm gonna end the live stream. I never got to do my topic. I'll do my topic the next time because the conversation here really went well, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone's dialogue, the questions. Hopefully, I shared some good information. I appreciate everybody's time, as always. Hello, Gino and friends. The early bird gets the warm shower. Yeah, I know, right? Like right now, if I shower right now, it's gonna be cold, you know, because it's the only time the water really gets cold here when it's like typhoon, when it's like raining outside. You know, most of the time when it's sunny, you know, the pipes and everything, pipes leading out into your home are hot or warm. Thank you. See you next time. All right. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Enjoy the birthday party. God bless. All right. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. And I will live stream. The birthday party. I can put my phone somewhere strategically and then live stream it from there. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate everybody's time. Everyone, stay blessed. Stay blessed.